It's funny the way you tell a story and everything.
Funny how? What's funny about it?
Just
What?
You talk funny.
You mean, let me understand this, because, maybe it's me. I'm a little fucked up, maybe, but I talk funny how? How do I talk funny? I talk funny like a clown? I amuse you?
Get the fuck out of here, Sharon.
No, we got a show to do, you stutter and prick ya.
Welcome to We Talk Funny, a weekly hour-long podcast hosted by Sharon Pfeiffer and Joe Rubo, a show that's less about the way they talk and more about what they talk about. WTF, a show about entertainment, celebrity, comedy, culture.
Welcome, everybody, to the Six Borough Podcast, our third episode.
The
Can you
Sixth
believe-
Borough? Seriously?
No,
What the fuck?
go back. I'm sorry.
This show is called We Talk Funny.
I open it all the time.
He
now.
is always talking about the Sixth Borough because Florida, Boca Raton, is the Sixth
My God,
Borough.
I'm surprised she didn't
But
punch
we're
me.
not in the Sixth Borough. We're on We Talk Funny, Joe.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Oh, my own. I just got a text from him. I'm sorry.
What the fuck, Joe?
Is that what I said, really? Ben told me to do that. But anyway, welcome to our third episode.
Always twisting my balls.
Welcome to our third episode of the We Talk Funny podcast.
Maroon.
But-
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? You look beautiful, by the way. Today.
Yeah, all right. Fuck off. Anyway.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I do look beautiful, don't I?
Yes. What is
Thank
that?
you.
What is that you're wearing?
It's a clown suit.
Nah. it's a
Where'd you
beautiful
get your
clown.
hair done? What'd you do to yourself?
Oh, well, that's why I was early today, Ben. Went and got a haircut, got done early. The girl says to me, she goes, you got some grays showing. I could color it for you. And she should have told me it was Earl Scheib. It looked like they painted the side of my head.
I was
Look at
gonna
it.
say it looks a little
nothing for
painted.
nothing.
Like they spray painted it.
Nothing for nothing. Did she use like a stencil or
Oh,
something?
what the hell she did. And then
fuck?
this is nothing. When they were done, I had black all over my eyes. I go, you got to get this shit off me. I'm gonna
well,
go on
forget
the air in
about
a
it.
couple hours.
I thought you were gonna go see your girl this weekend. You
That's
going like
Friday.
that?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
You're not gonna have a girl no more. Forget about it.
Oh, my own. Again with
Forget
the girl.
about it.
Every week, every day, it's the girl. But anyways,
Gina not gonna be happy with that.
that's my story with my hair. But it looks all right, though.
I was gonna say you look like you got a brand new spanking set of, I don't know.
Treads. He got some treads
Earl
on his
Scheib,
head.
we'll paint that car for $49.95. Remember that, John?
Anyway, you looking all right, Joe.
Feeling a
You
little
looking all
better.
right.
Feeling good.
You feeling good?
Yeah. Feeling
Yeah.
good.
I know you were a little under the weather.
Yes, we're very excited to be here tonight.
Guys, I got a question for you. I really
Sure.
got to ask. I'm sorry. Last episode, you were talking about you gave us a little bit of your child. I need to hear how'd you guys start? Like, how do you know? You guys are from the same area, aren't they?
Basically,
Yeah, basically. So Joe is from the Bronx, and I'm from Long Island. So we're not really from the same place because, like, when you live in Long Island, the Bronx is a million miles away, and when you live in the Bronx, Long Island is like another world.
yes. Especially if you go to Hamptons.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But we're both sort of cut from the same cloth for a lot of different
Right.
reasons. We're both
Same background.
same background. And when I say that, what I mean is, colorful backgrounds. I married into the life. You were born into the life.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Not by choice, but I was.
Yeah. Well, your family, right?
Yeah.
Your whole family,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it was,
My dad was cool.
yeah.
My
But
uncle
I,
was the
I was not.
It was fun. It was fun to be around.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I got
So-
I got a lot of perks from it.
So if people Google you, Joe Rubo, is it going to show?
If you
Are you BBO people? Are you BBO?
If you Google
him.
Joe Rubo's an actor. VIP TV, it's good. But if you Google Joseph Rubo, oh my own. But most of it's gone by now. It goes away after.
It does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
You guys
right.
want to see what happens when you look up Joe Rubo?
No.
Yes,
You want to see it?
I do.
All right, I'm gonna show you guys. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Joe Rubo.
I look like Johnny Roast Beef there.
That's amazing. All right, do the same thing with me. Can
All
you
right,
look up
yeah,
Sharon?
let's see what
But
Sharon-
it's if you look up Sharon Pfeiffer, you see one thing, if you look up Sharon McDonnell, McDonnell, my maiden name, you might see something.
All right, well, let's look up.
I don't know.
Should we do
I don't Google myself, so I don't know what.
All right,
you're
we're
gonna...
going Pfeiffer first.
Yeah,
hey,
do
look
Pfeiffer.
at this. Oh my God. All right, look at you. Here we go.
Oh, who's that chick?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got a couple of things happening.
I like
Now
it.
I don't know what'll happen if you look up McDonald. I don't know. But
How about
you might want to
McDowell's?
save that for another day.
Yeah, we'll save that for another one. I
Yeah.
like what we got going on.
Yeah, save that for another day. So Joe,
Yes, ma'am.
when you were a kid, because you always mention when I was a child actor, but you never really like get into it.
When I graduated high school, I was always the clown in high
Right,
school, as you could tell.
right.
I was the high school clown, made everybody laugh. And when I graduated high school, I said, I'm gonna take a year off from college. I want to give this acting a shot. So I went on a couple of auditions, and I got to work with Robin Williams in World According to Garp, and then I got the part in The Last American Virgin. That was like my second or third audition.
Really?
And I got it, and I went to California, and
Because
that's how I
people
got
would
started.
call that a big break. I mean, you were like one of the
I was very
stars.
lucky. I was only 17 years old. I had to bring my mom with me because I was a minor.
So you have the DVD right behind you, right? Because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the movie that the big
It's
movie.
got one of the best soundtracks of all time on it. Great
Really?
movie, but no,
So that's considered a cult classic
cult
movie.
classic.
So like, I wasn't able to get into acting until I was way older. I was in my 50s really when I got into acting. But I wanted to act.
Some
since I'm
people
a
take it
child.
more seriously when they get older. Like I didn't give a shit. I was living off the fat of the land when it came out on cable.
Yeah. So, our guest tonight, who we're going to introduce in a little while. I'm so thrilled because I was actually able to, do a
something,
project with him. So that was one of the highlights of my.
Let me tell you what. When I heard he was
teeny
coming,
tiny
when I
career.
heard he was coming on, I was very excited.
I know.
I got a lot of lines for him.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you one more thing before we introduce our guest. So, I know me, when I got started acting, like I said, I got started late, and I have this accent that I have.
You do?
This
Where?
accent that
I didn't
we
notice.
talk funny. Really, the idea came because, everyone says, Sharon, you can't talk kind of funny. But especially my agents, especially down here because we're in Florida. And every agent I've ever had always say, Sharon, you going to get rid of that accent? I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself. No, I'm not going to get rid of my accent. Because I like my accent. I
what
like that I'm
sells
from New York. I like that I speak the way I speak, and it's who I am. And I don't want to get rid of it. I do talk funny, but I like who I am. So has anyone ever said that to you? You talk funny?
All the time. But you could change it. You're a good actor.
I don't want to change my accent.
For a role, you would change it.
I might change it a little bit. I might tone it down just a little bit. But I'm not trying to be Betty Crocker.
No. I've been down in South Florida 30 years. I still have my accent. My kids were born here, and they have an accent from being around me. So it doesn't go away. I guess we do talk funny, but it's not talking funny. It's what we talk about.
Yeah, that's the gist of the show. But like even when I was little, I had a really bad lisp. I still have kind of a lisp even now.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do a little bit. But it's a real conscious effort. But I had a really bad lisp when I was little because I sucked my thumb. Like till I was like 10 years old, by the way.
And now that's
And
changed.
I had such a bad lisp that I talk like this. And I used to talk so bad, and I would say like, Joseph, don't steal my candy, Joseph.
Cindy Brady.
Well, I'm going to smack you, just like Cindy Brady. And I used to have to go to speech. So people, even then, even in Long Island, where everybody had the same accent, but everybody would say, you talk funny. So people have been telling me I talk funny my whole life.
When'd you grow out of that?
Truthfully, I grew out of it when I became like an adult.
Right.
And it was really hard. Like I would practice so hard because I knew people were making fun of me, and I was embarrassed of it.
Like the cable guy who bought him the book, How to Deal with a Lisp.
Something like
All right, while we're at it.
Anyway,
while we're out of it, let's talk about one of our sponsors.
Yeah, we gotta mention our sponsor. Yeah.
Deckmasters of South Florida.
Yes, yeah. Well, Joe, I actually think that Deckmasters of South Florida can help you with your problem.
Oh, what problem is that?
Well, rumor has it that you have a very small deck, and your girlfriend is very unhappy about it.
Listen. Whoa, wait a minute. My deck is perfectly fine. I have no problems with my deck.
Yeah, that's what they all say. It's not how big my deck is, it's how I use it. WTF. You really should call Deckmasters of South Florida, Joe, and let them customize a solution to your problem, tailored to your specific needs, you know? And then I think your girlfriend would be very happy with you.
You know what? I give up. Just give me the number, will you?
I would be thrilled to give you the number.
Go ahead.
Just call John. He's actually the deck master himself. His number is 561-255-7921.
And wait. For the record, there's nothing wrong with my deck. It functions perfectly fine, perfect size, never any complaints. Nobody ever slipped off my deck. Okay, most important, remember, we guys want you to subscribe and click We Talk Funny Podcast. Subscribe
That's right.
to YouTube. Get on there.
Subscribe. Now, let's get to the most important part of our show tonight. And I'm really super excited about this because not only are you guys going to love him, I love him. He's a dear friend of mine. He is one of the most iconic characters. He played one of the most iconic characters from Goodfellas. His name is Johnny Roast Beef Williams. Johnny,
Welcome, John.
welcome to our show.
Glad to be here.
Well, we are, believe me when I tell you, we're more glad that you're here than you are.
I was very excited when I heard you coming on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a nice setup here.
Yeah, thank
nice
you.
Studio. With
Yes. Podcast junkies,
shelf.
Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it really is. It's an amazing venue, but more important than that, we're just super happy to have you here because we have a ton of questions for you. We want to hear all the stories. We want all the juice. We want to know everything. Johnny,
That's
roast
funny.
beef.
Goodfellas was 36 years ago. And,
Yeah.
and yet people are so interested in the people that made the movie, the characters in the movie, the story of
iconic.
the movie. I mean, it's 36 years. I mean, like Gone with the Wind in a
Totally.
way.
You know, I saw it in the theater. And I should be embarrassed to say this, but I'm not. I brought my then 3-year-old daughter to see it with me.
My mom used to bring us to the movies
I
all
did.
the time, rated R movies.
I
That's
brought her
kinda crazy.
because I had to see it. Well, you know, it's her legacy anyway. But
A funny thing, the first time I went to a screening of the movie was at Warner in Rockefeller Center. So the screen is only maybe a sixth the size of a normal screen, and we had maybe there was about 100 people involved with the movie. It was a very preliminary screening, and I didn't like the movie.
You didn't
I
like it?
didn't like the movie.
Why?
It didn't. When I first saw it, it just didn't hit me.
Oh,
Didn't hit me.
wow.
Then when I saw it at the regular screening over at the Ziegfeld Theater on 60th Street, 3rd Avenue, wow! I said, "Oh
Big
my
difference.
God!" I brought
What
my
was the
mother. I brought my
difference?
mother with me.
Uh-oh.
but what was the difference between the two screenings?
I don't know.
Was it more people being there, maybe?
No, it was. It just on being on that big screen, and it was so impactful. I said, "Oh wow!"
Yeah, it was. I
This is
was
something else,
riveted
Yeah, it was something else.
from the jump, from the opening line. I was like,
I was hooked.
hooked.
I know every line from that movie.
Yeah.
I know the whole script.
Yeah, a lot of
Beginning
people
to
do.
the end.
Believe it or not.
Well, did you see the opening of our show? That's we didn't do that for tonight. That is the opening.
that's it.
That is our opening for
Nice.
every show.
Nice.
Because we talk funny how.
Yeah,
I mean,
funny how.
it's an homage
Yeah.
to Goodfellas. It is the iconic film. And if you're from New York, it's
Yep.
and especially me.
Yep.
Karen. I mean, I'm Sharon. She's Karen. Forget about it.
But that whole scene unfolded with Pesci, who's also he's a Jersey boy, but he hung out with a lot of guys,
Yeah.
And that all unfolded. Marty let it go. Marty let it go because
was all ad
he
lib,
saw
right?
something magical. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
saw
Well,
something
he's
magical.
he's good with that, with the ad libbing.
Great, but because he's from Elizabeth Street, he grew up in Little Italy, so Marty knows the genre, he knows the characters, and that's the secret and genius behind his magic. He knows what he's looking at when it's happening, and he lets it go.
Yeah.
And my scene, I gave Franny McGee,
Right.
girl who played my wife, she was great.
She rests in
great,
peace,
Franny.
right?
And I told her, I said, Franny, tell this De Niro something. He's yelling at me. She said, but Johnny, I don't have any lines. I says, well, tell him you love the car. You're standing there. You're my wife. But you got to defend me, don't? I said, not only that. It's not only that. We'll see if De Niro knows how to act. He's think it's going to be a curveball.
Yeah.
He's
He-
hitting all the
he's a
fastballs
stickler.
out of the park. We'll give him a curve. She goes, but what about Marty? I said, what are you worried about Marty for? If you don't like it, tell you shut up. If you
And
don't,
go on. Yeah.
And you'll
So-
you'll do another
so,
take.
so in the middle of the whole thing, she tells De Niro, but I love that car. And really, he did not know that was coming. It was almost like a joke between Franny and I.
Yeah.
And he just, without one beat of interruption, he says, sweetheart,
Be quiet.
go F yourself,
Yeah.
And he gets right back
You.
to abusing me for the money. And post movie, Franny tells her agent, she says, you never believe this, I got a line in the movie. So, the agent says, oh my God, Scorsese liked you so much, he gave you a line. She says, no, Johnny gave
Johnny.
Johnny. Who Johnny? She says, Johnny, the guy playing my husband.
Phenomenal.
An actor gave you a line in a Scorsese movie. I want to meet this guy.
So great.
And Franny, rest in peace, she passed away very young. Great. Franny was great. Standing there with the big bazoomas that she had. And I had a lot of fun with Franny. She's a good girl.
Yeah.
And she turned around. She turned out to be a stand-up comedian. And she's doing me on the set. She's doing the act on the stage.
I love it.
I never saw it, but guys told me,
Really?
Johnny, this girl is doing you on the stage. She's hysterical. Good for her.
For her, right?
Good for her.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
You working with Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, that's like a dream come true.
It is.
How were they? Were they like cool?
I knew Pesci from when he worked for
Yeah.
he worked for a friend of mine in the Bronx in Arthur Avenue. He worked in the restaurant, so I knew him a long time. Plus, he knew friends of mine.
Right.
My friend Angelo very, very well, and he used to come down to Rails once in a while, and Angelo used to abuse him.
Yeah.
The normal, and so that wasn't too strange. De Niro, that was the first time meeting him on the set.
Yeah.
And I got a little, I told Marty, this is my first movie. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just there. And I said to Marty, I said, hey, Marty, where's this guy? We got to do these lines. What if he don't like me? We're going to have a problem. And he goes, no. And, and thinking back at a 2.5-hour movie and what this guy put together, what Scorsese put together, dealing with, who's this guy? Dealing with me like I shouldn't even be speaking to him in a way.
Right.
But me being who I am, I wanted to know. Don't worry, Johnny. Don't worry. He knows about you. Well, okay. So when he came on the set, he introduced himself. I said, hi, how you doing? How are you? Yeah, I'm good. He says, what are you, a cop? What?
Typical.
I'm not a cop, I'm a crook, I told him, So then he says, I said, no, I'm a bologna cutter. I figured he knew I'm from the deli, in Harlem.
You don't know who I am.
And he says, oh, like that, So we talking, and he says, I says, Bobby, yeah, call me Bobby. Oh, Bobby, I got to talk. I got to tell you something. He said, what? I says, I really got to tell you something. So I'm starting to speak softer and softer where I got him. I know in my head what I'm doing because I'm out of my mind. I'm nuts. And I'm doing Abbott and Costello. You remember Abbott and Costello?
Of course I do.
So he's coming closer and closer, and I go, Bobby, I really look at this thing. All these people, the lights. I said, I got to tell you something. He said, what is it? I said, listen. Only in the effing movie could you ever talk to me like this. You understand? 'Cause I'm a lot tougher than you. And I gave him the look, you know.
The eyes.
And he really didn't know what to do. I stunk, 'cause he's like this.
Yeah.
And then he went, bah! Like that. Because he realized that slowly I turned, step by step. You know? And he goes, Marty! And Marty says, I told you. I told you the guy was going off the wall, you know. So, and that's really what broke the ice, because then, and like you say, as actors, you know, I didn't realize I was an actor, professional actor anyway, until way into my career, and I started at 40 years old.
Right.
But when I did a project called Mama and Son, which I wrote, and I had a comedy writer pump up the punchlines. It was a sitcom. I shot a 3-camera, just like Desi Arnaz, you know.
Yeah.
And the girl that played my daughter, her name is Annika Marks. I cast her because I had a casting director working for me, but they couldn't find my daughter. They were looking at all kinds.
Yeah.
And I said, let me see. And I'm looking at the headshots, and I called this Annika in, and she was perfect because she not only looked like my daughter, but she wasn't imitating me. She just was being me inside.
Right.
And she's a very intelligent girl, college, and she grew up, I think, in Chicago and Seattle. And I met her in Los Angeles, and on the spot, I told her, you're going to do this. So then I took her to dinner because I wanted us to be organically father and daughter. And I have my daughter, Renee, she could be an actress. She's terrific. I mean, she's comic herself. and Annika, when we finished the dinner and I walked into her car, I said, Annika, be careful. Huh? And then it dawned on me that what I felt about her was a father-daughter.
Yeah.
And so the actor in me brought out the artist in me.
Right.
And I thought about that.
And then you realized,
yeah.
I'm an actor.
Yeah, I thought about that. And I said, "Wow, I really
got into the part."
When we were doing the sitcom, we worked 2 nights over in the valley there, in Lancashire there. You know the restaurant, the old time restaurant. Now I can't even think of the name. But we worked there 2 nights. I mean, we were, and she was just like my daughter. You know, she was like, give me.
Which restaurant?
Michelli's.
Oh, okay.
Michelli's. You know, they got 2 of them. They got one in Hollywood.
Right.
And those people were so nice to me. I gave them $1,000 donation to the Little League that one of the owner's brother was part of. And he said, Johnny, I don't want anything. You could take the place. Just give me $1,000 donation to the thing. And I did that. They were nice people. I mean, really class
That was
people.
nice for a location.
And he let me keep the lights up the first night for the second night, which that saves 3 hours in setup. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we did that. I never sold the show, but it's really a father and daughter.
I saw you sizzle for it.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show.
That was loosely based on
Rayos. With the guy that has the register that only goes for $9.99, and meanwhile the average check is $300. The bartender's got the ding, and I even named the character behind the bar Johnny Ding Dong because with the register. So it was a good show because it's a father-daughter in an old school dad that doesn't want to join the 21st century. Right. He's an old timer, but he loves his restaurant. He goes to the track every day. Now I may now be able to sell it because when I did it over 10 years ago, it was really they weren't looking for old school stuff. Right. They were looking for all this new modern woke stuff with the different
sitcoms are coming back.
Yeah.
Sitcoms are coming back.
They really are.
Yeah,
I want to ask you. I got to ask you. So we all want to know, how were you discovered? Okay, because that's a story that everybody wants to hear.
Crazy story.
Yeah, we want to hear about it. And now I know how you would describe. I know everything about you.
Yeah.
But the audience, the viewers want to know.
Well,
Joe wants to know.
Yes.
Well,
I know your story.
I ended up back in East Harlem, my old neighborhood.
Yeah.
When I got separated from my wife and eventually divorced. So I ended up with the apartment on 114th Street, which is right up the street from Rayo's. And by the way, I was introduced to Rayo's back in 1970 when one of my dearest, closest friends, Bobby Pellegrino, who happens to be here with me because he lives in Boca, he was bartending down there. He was just out of the Army, and he was dabbling, and we became good friends.
Right.
Really, we had a great relationship. And he bartended down there. So I'm a neighborhood kid. I played Montgomery football, but I never really went down the bar because we were told not to go down there. The white guys didn't want you down there from the neighborhood. Then I ended up going down because Bobby was the bartender. He said, no, come down and see me. Come down. And I ended up going down. I met all the guys.
Right.
So I had a relationship with Rayo's. When I got married, I had my bridal party down there. We all my guys had dinner. Now it's such a big deal. You can't get a reservation. That's a lot. For us, are you kidding me? We're the guys that made that joint. Anyway, so now, 30 years later, 20, whatever it is, Nick Pileggi used to come down. He had the book Wise Guy. He come down. He knew everybody.
Yeah.
He knew everybody. He knew the wise guys. He knew, Nick was associated, a writer for Associated Press. So, make a long story short, he brought the book down. And then, like a year and a half later, he gets the call from Scorsese. They want to make the picture. I don't know anything about it, but Frankie Sr., Frankie Pellegrino, Bobby's cousin, must be a good guy. He said to me, he says, so, meanwhile, I'm dabbling, like, I'm in the deli 16 hours a day. My kids are not with me anymore. I see them only on a weekend, whatever.
But you weren't acting at that time.
What acting? I acted every day, come from alone. What are you kidding me?
And it's not like you were acting on the side. And
acting?
You're working in the deli.
Yeah, but now that you mention that, the people that came in the store, they used to go, Johnny, we're not only here for the great sandwiches and the coffee, we're here for the show. I don't know what they're talking about.
So you were acting, but you didn't even know it.
Yeah, I'm me.
You were performing.
What am I
You
gonna
were
do?
performing and you didn't even know
Every
it.
day's another day. I'm out of my mind. I told you, I'm out of my mind. And I had a big poster of my store that the kid made, and then the most miserable people list. I had wise guys on the list, but I had them with nicknames I gave them.
Right.
And and like guys. The guys that used to come in, they used to go, Johnny, what, you got it at the Jet, the answer, you got him number one. I said, if there was a number higher than number one, he'd be in that.
That is hilarious.
How could you do that? And this is a wise guy telling me that. And I says, listen, you keep asking me questions, you're going to end up on that list.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But that, so getting back to how I got kind of discovered, Frank Sr. told me, he says, you want to be an actor? Because I went to an acting school because of a seminar, and my friend Jerry Mondigamel, his girlfriend had a girlfriend she wanted to set me up with. She worked in an acting school as a speech teacher. So we went on a date. Now, the girl, I wasn't for the girl, and the girl wasn't for me. And we kind of knew that, off the bat. But, gentlemen, have dinner. She said, look, she says, you want to come to my acting school? You're perfect as far as speech. I says, call me Sir Laurence Olivier, I'm perfect. For my character, I'm perfect. Okay. She said, but you could order to school. You can see if, all right. So they give me an appointment to go down there. I'm in my store on 2nd Avenue. I got mustard stains all over me. I got to go meet this guy. I threw a jacket over it. I went downtown, 19th Street. The guy sitting at the desk, and the guy said to me, he says, so, Johnny, what's your background? What? My background? What's your background? So the guy looked at me. I said, you got to school. I'm the guy coming in here. What's your background? I'll be right back. They go, honest to God. He goes back. He gets like a commercial, copy of a commercial. He says, here, I'll give you 5 minutes. Don't memorize it. Just read it through. boom, 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 boom. I comes back. He says, all right, come to this class on a Wednesday, 7:30, this and that. So I go to the class. Now I'm sitting in the back of the class. There's about 10 actors in the thing, and there's a woman.
Right.
And every time she'd say something, she'd look at me like that, and I go, turn around. They take a break, 15-minute break. She comes over me. She says, so who'd you study under?
What?
I studied under the Brooklyn Bridge. Walked away. The founder of the school, Joan C., she comes down. She's watching. They talk. The next class I go to, she signs me up. She grabs me. She says, listen, Johnny, I'm going to put you in this class. You don't pay any tuition. She says, you don't, free. She says, you're what we call a natural. This Joan C. I says, oh, good. I'm saving some bucks.
Give me some
Yes.
money, yeah.
Saving some scuttle.
And you're going to come, come in this class. So I went to the class, and it was for commercials and all of this. And I think after about 8 sessions of the class, the last class they had Jeannie Gupau from Cunningham Escott DePini, an agent, come in, auditing the class, like 8, 9 actors, right? So I go up, I do everybody did their own commercial, I go up and I did a industrial commercial as a guy walking around a warehouse with the hard hat, I'm walking around, I did. Class is over, Jeannie Gupau says to me, I want to talk to you, right? She says, I want you to come tomorrow. My office at 275 Park Avenue South. I'm signing you. You're signing me.
Sign?
Look, I don't belong to the union. I don't have headshots. Nothing.
Nothing.
This is like something I'm doing out of my head because I was half out of my mind between being divorced, not being with my kids. I was
Right.
the dad. I was a father.
Yeah.
So I turn around. I go to Park Avenue. Boom. They signed me up. I went on 4 calls. I booked all 4 commercials.
Oh, wow.
I booked
Wow.
yeah, I was a New York City cab driver, the Daily News, this and that. So, Frankie Senior Reyes, he knew I was dabbling around. He said, you want to be an actor? Why don't you go to Juliet Taylor's office? They're casting the movie. You know, Nick wrote the book, Wise Guy, they're making a movie. They're looking for guys. Really? Yeah, 57th Street. So now, ironically again, 3 years before, I met Juliet Taylor at the bar in Rayos. We had a couple of drinks together. She liked me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I had the peak hat on, looked like I just came from a mob hit. and she, it was in her office. And Ellen Lewis was casting. I go down there, 57th Street, and I saw a couple of guys that I saw on TV, real actors. I says, what the hell am I doing?
What am I doing?
And I'm talking to one of the guys. What are you here for? I really don't know. I came down. I said, my friend Frankie told me to come down. I don't know. Maybe she's looking for a cab ride or something. And Ellen Lewis heard me speaking from her office.
Huh?
She come out. Who are you? I says, who are you? I'm Ellen Lewis. I'm casting. She says, I don't know who you. I says, I'm Johnny Roseby. I'm Johnny Williams. She says, oh, I like the way you speak. I like you. Okay. So I go in. I read. Everybody read the part of Tony Darrow's part when he comes.
Yeah.
I can't go here. I can't go there. And I said to her, I says, is this a Western? She said, why?
Western.
I got to get out of town. It sounds like John Wayne. I can't go here. I got to go out of town. Anyway, 2 days later, she shows up at Rayo's with Marty Scorsese, Nick Pileggi. I'm at the bar. I'm having a drink like I always do. And she comes down the stairs. She goes, Johnny, what are you doing here? So what am I doing here? What are you doing here? I live up the street.
What are you doing here?
So then Nick says, oh, that's Johnny. So that they go automatically sit down at the table. They didn't stop at the bar. When Nick took Marty at the table because, he was kind of treating him delicately. Right. Who comes down? Angelo, my friend Angelo, real wise guy.
Right.
You know. But I'm like, I'm like something. We drink it every night together. You know. And he comes down, and he looks, and he goes over to the table, and he goes and sits with Nick Pileggi. I'm saying to myself, "What, are you kidding me?" So, about 20 minutes, half hour goes by. I go over to the table. Now, of course, Nick probably told Marty, "This is Angelo Cheesecake."
Yeah.
So I go over to the table. I go right to Angelo. I go, You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You pissed us up at the bar like a freight train passes up a hobo, and you come and sit with Hollywood. You deserve it." And I give him a little tap on the chin like that. Now Scorsese says, "Oh my God, know his reputation. You don't know."
And you hit him.
So Enzo turns around, looks, he goes, "Hey, Fatso, what's up?"
That was your audition right there.
Oh,
That was great.
Listen,
unbelievable.
You made such an impact. They
Yeah.
changed the character's
Yeah,
name to
and
yours.
then my friend Petey the Neck, another character. These guys are all gone. He goes over to the table and he does Frank Nitti. He does and he does like Al Capone at the table.
my
James
God.
Cagney. He's doing all this stuff, and they're looking at him. He got a role in the movie.
Did
Pete
he?
the Killer. Yeah, he got
Did
a role.
he?
Pete the Killer, yeah.
The killer behind the bar.
Yeah.
He got crooked neck. We call him like
Yeah.
he had his neck like this. If you had called him, he had a swivel. He wouldn't just turn.
That is hilarious.
Everybody at the bar was tortured. But that's why Goodfellas has
Got real people.
it's got the meat, the potatoes, it's got everything because
got the flavor.
we're the guys. When he came
You were
to that
real
bar,
guys.
Mikey Contessa, Mikey Black, another neighborhood guy. He got cast in the movie too. I mean, it was unbelievable. And then Frankie Senior was Johnny Dio making the steak.
Yeah.
You're an
prison.
aristocrat.
That was Frank.
Yeah.
That
What
was
do you got,
Frank.
aristocrat?
So we all got off nice on the movie,
Yeah.
but I in particular got off unbelievable because the scene that I had, it's just coincidental that they never had a chance to show Jimmy Burke's bad character that he was. So people felt sorry for me.
Yeah.
One of the Christmas,
Yeah.
I bought a car. What do you grab?
It's a coupe.
And then
I
they-
love that car.
and then they fi- and then
Ben,
they-
you got that picture? Can we
and they
show
find-
that?
they-
You
Of
got to
course,
show
of
it.
My
You gotta
wife
show
and I in the
Yeah.
car that
Very
that was
impactful.
impactful for the people to go, what that guy do? He bought a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
That's,
so
That's true.
that made a career for me because or else if
It was
Goodfellas
iconic.
wasn't the movie it was,
Right.
and I wasn't in the scenes that I were in, I wouldn't be dabbling as an artist. I would have never found out my creativity paid off in a whole different career, a very blessed career. I must say I'm very proud of the work I do, but I don't call it work. I have fun.
Yeah.
I go out and I have fun. I do. It's just great,
everybody knows that scene. I
Yeah.
mean, you were in you were in other scenes, but that particular scene
With Layla playing in the
with
background.
Layla
well,
playing
that's
and the car and you and
Very
yeah,
impactful.
Franny McGee.
Franny.
Franny was great.
and how long did it take you guys to film that?
Oh, that was
I
an all
remember-
day. It's sitting
yeah,
in
it was
the
an
car. Oh
all
yeah,
day.
Franny in the car. It's funny.
Franny
We're
in the car.
We're in the car. We're dead. No dialogue. We're dead.
You're dead.
We're dead. Two stories with that. Franny goes to me. She goes, now we're in the car about 4 hours, 3-4 hours, and they had this set up with the camera so you couldn't get out of the car because the camera
Right.
was on a track. So Franny says, Johnny, I got to go to the bathroom. I said, hey, Franny, listen to me. If you don't act dead, I will choke you to death right in that seat. But you think I don't have to go to the bathroom?
I gotta go.
But Franny, Franny was a Buddhist. She told me I had a couple of drinks with her at the Columbus Cafe, and she says I got to meet with you. And I was late for her meeting. She was getting drunk at the bar. Joey Lombardi, a good friend of mine, the bartender, he paged me because at that time we had pages, and I called.
Yeah.
He says, Johnny, there's this big blonde at the bar. She's waiting for you. I said, Joey, just take care of her. Don't worry. Take care of her. I'm with Angelo in the Bronx. We're shopping. I says, I got to get rid of him, and then I'll come down the bar, down to Columbus. So she says, I had to meet you. And now she's a little wobbly now. I had to meet you with husband and wife. I said, oh, you want to play husband and wife?
You want to play house?
I told you I'm out of my mind. I take her to her apartment. She had an apartment on 13th Street. I take her to her apartment. We go up, and the apartment looked like a typhoon hit it. And I said, you know what, it's not for me. I said, Franny, don't. And then she shows me the
Buddhist stuff.
Yeah, the thing.
So she
And
was
I'm
a
looking,
drunken
and then
Buddhist?
she goes, Yamahama Ding Dong. I says, oh, you like Ramalama Ding Dong? I'm an old these guy too, I'm telling you, Ramalama Ding Dong. So she says that's how I got the role with the Buddhists, the intention, whatever it was. And you're a good girl. You're funny girl. So you're a good girl. But with Joe Pesci, I tell you that story.
What?
I knew Joe, all right? We knew each other. So just so happened, the day they're filming the death scene, they got to put the bullet holes in my face, makeup chair. I'm in the makeup chair quite a while.
Right.
And as I'm in the makeup chair, they're making me up, I see a dummy with a wig on it, right? And I says, what's that? So the makeup guy, he says, that's Joe Pesci's hair.
What?
Wow. Lo and behold, about an hour later, I'm still in the chair. Here comes Pesci. He don't come in. He opens the door to the trailer, and he goes, "Hey, what's beef?" I go, "Hey, Joe." He goes, "You look like shit." This is Joe Pesci. I says, "Hey, Joe. At least when they do my hair, it's on my head." Oh, he
didn't like that.
He didn't like that. He didn't like that. But that's the kind of stuff we had going on making that movie, and that's why it was incredible. I mean, when we did the bar scene, it was July. It was the middle of the summer.
You're wearing coats.
Wearing coats, and they had the snow outside, and my kids, they were all young. They were all on the left side. I made my ex bring them down.
So they got in.
And no, so they were watching when I opened the door and I show them the car. Yeah, I love that. I love that car.
It's a coupe. I love that car.
They're watching me, and they're on the side, and they're like this.
That's
great.
awesome.
That's
And
great.
now, as the years go by, my grandson told me last night. My daughter's got twins, boy and a girl, 8 years old, Easton and Reagan. So my grandson goes to me. He goes, "Hey, Grandpa, you're a big time actor." I said, "Who told you that?" "Oh, I know, Grandpa, I know." Imagine this, 8 years old, he's telling me I'm a
That's
big time
great.
actor.
See it.
I said, "Easton,
That's great.
don't believe everything you hear." "No, I know, Grandpa, I know."
That's great.
So what do you have coming up? What are you working on now?
I'm working on a book. I'm writing a book because, being I'm
Why not?
a Shakespearean actor.
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm writing a book about my life because, as it turns out, I'm thinking about when I go back in time with the neighborhood and my friends and my family, my growing up. That was it was unbelievable. I wouldn't trade that for the world. But if someone looks at it from the outside, they say, "Boy, oh boy, that was a little rough."
Yeah, that's not normal.
But it was great. It was great.
Same here.
And then
Never change it.
Never
Me too.
change. And then you hit, you go through life. You have your pros, your cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Is the
Right.
book.
Right.
And the divorce, that was a big deal. It was a big deal on my part because I took the vows, I took them seriously and whatever. Okay, so now I come to the realization, Goodfellas, boom, I'm in New York. My ex decides to move to Florida, 1990,
Right.
like you did.
Yeah.
So my kids all agreed to it because I asked them. I says, "Listen, it's going to be different with Dad and all that." "Oh, we like Florida." They kind of sold them on it, which no problem. So when they moved to Florida, now I'm looking at a career. Am I going to go? And like I said, Goodfellas being what it turned out to be, everybody was. And then I done State of Grace at the same time, and I was moving at a pretty good pace. I did Law and Order. I did a lot of stuff in New York, and I was getting hired by top people, Bonnie Timmerman, and
Right.
really, great. I said, "Now what am I going to do? There's nothing happening in New York now. should I move to L.A.? And that's when I decided, yep.
Smart move.
And yeah, but I kept the apartment on 14, and I moved to L.A. I drove
What year was that? when you moved?
1991, February of 1991. So my book is going to be about growing up in Harlem, that half of the book, which, by the way, the zip code is 10029. And I moved to Beverly Hills 90210. Same numbers, juxtaposed.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
But that wasn't the first place I lived. That was funny. First place I lived was behind Paramount Studio, Norton Avenue. The girl that I met in New York, her father, her uncle had 2 restaurants. And I met her down Rayo's, and Italian girl wanted to be an actress. She's going to come to L.A. So when she left in January, I couldn't leave. I had things I had to straighten out. So she got an apartment, and I told her, I said, I'll send you some money. I said, get an apartment with 2 bedrooms. And I said, and we'll whack up the
rent, yeah.
expenses. Oh, yeah, that's good. And also, she introduced me to the agent in L.A. on the phone. And the agent knew who I was, and he couldn't wait for me to get to L.A.
Yeah.
I never met the guy, Tom Jennings. So turn around, I drive across the country, and she's telling me I got a 2-bedroom, $600 a month.
Oh, wow.
I said, $600
No more over there.
a month? Oh, yeah, and I could see the mansions, palm trees. I said, holy crap, I'm
You're excited.
getting into heaven here. I get there,
Yeah, right.
and you could see the Hollywood sign, and yeah, the mansions are like a mile away up in the mountain. Anyway, and I pull up on Norton Avenue, and I got my little boom box and the little TV and some clothes in the car. And, it's a bungalow apartment, those bungalow apartments on both sides. And there's an open back truck with 6 Mexicans drinking beer. Okay?
God.
So I pull up
Welcome
with
to LA.
I get
You're
out.
in the ghetto.
Hey, amigo, they go, hey, how you doing? I says, I just left all the Puerto Ricans on 14th Street. Over here. It's the same scenario, only with palm trees.
Yeah.
This is how I think. My brain works this way. I always find the funny in everything. And what a disaster that was. Franny was not a housekeeper and all. Me, I had my own house. I knew what it was to keep a nice house. Anyway.
How long were you there?
About 4 or 5 months. That was it. I couldn't do it. And believe me, she had.
You tried.
I go into the apartment. There's no stove and refrigerator.
What?
I says, Fran, how do you eat? Oh no, Johnny. Around the corner, there's a taco place. It's cheap.
Oh my God.
I said, Franny, I could count on one hand how many tacos I had in my life and
Oh,
had
my
fingers
goodness.
left over. I says, are you out of your mind? I don't eat out. I cook home. So I ended up being like Sanford and Son with the
Oh, my
station
God.
wagon. I went to Beverly Hills. I got a huge refrigerator, a huge stove. Now I'm setting up the apartment. I'm starting to get the frights like I'm married again.
my
I did
God.
that when it was funny. But I made, like I said, I made a life over there. I made a life in L.A.
You still live there now, right?
I still live there. I made a life. That's what the book is about. It's about persevering, keeping going, and finding the comedy in everything. Because life is a comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Life is I don't care. No matter what tragedy you get, life is a comedy. You got to make it that way. And that's how you get through the next day.
Absolutely.
That's how you
It's a
get
Great
through the,
way to look at life.
No, the
Absolutely.
next obstacle, it's going to be there. You're going to get there. You're going
That's
to get
right.
there.
John-
So, yeah, I made a life over there. It's funny, though.
Now, you 2 guys work together. in the
Yeah.
film, right?
Yeah.
We worked on
Got
we
that,
worked
Benny?
on a film.
Let's show that,
a couple
Benny.
of years
Come on.
ago.
Yeah.
We're gonna show a clip from it.
Yeah, my friend Ralph. Yeah.
Yeah, Ralph O'Diana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it pulled up for you. So here, let me pull it up
Yeah.
for you guys.
Called
eh?
Mambo Italiano.
Mambo
As a matter of fact.
Italiano.
And I was the mob boss.
Yeah.
And you were my consigliere.
Yeah.
If you could imagine, I was the boss.
I know, I love it. Here, let me pull it up. Here we go.
You got it.
I want to have your father whacked, but he gave me no choice.
Well, I mean, you probably had a little bit of a choice, right?
No choice, Tony.
No choice.
Now, please, explain to me how you fucked this up.
Em, I waited like I was supposed to. But the guy took a long time, like a really long time. I think he was eating for 3 people in there. I got hungry, so I went across the street to Mario's to get a slice.
You got hungry?
Yeah, I got hungry.
The Chooch got hungry on a job.
At 9:30 in the morning, I had to put a beating on Fast Eddie. All right? Then noon, I got to rough up Tommy Two Shoes for not kicking up. Then I had to take my mother to Balducci's to get some groceries at 2 o'clock. I had a very long day. I mean, I was starving. I could hear noises in my stomach. It was a serious situation. I thought I was going to pass out or something.
You saying you couldn't do the job because you got a glucose problem?
There's a lot of anxiety that comes with killing people. I stress eat.
Tony, you shot the mook from inside the pizzeria.
Yeah, my slice was still in the oven. I mean, the job got done, didn't it?
The pizza man saw everything. You didn't think or say to yourself, leaving a witness is not a good thing?
Actually, no. That thought never ran through.
Awesome.
Self.
That was funny.
We had fun on that. Yeah, we had fun on that. It was fun.
How did you guys get into that role, if you don't mind me asking? How did that come about?
Well, Ralph is a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And Ralph is a writer, and he's always writing these short films and whatnot. And when he wrote Mambo Italiano, which I still feel he should have called it I Got a Guy.
Yeah.
And I argue with him all the time. I'm like, if you would have called it I Got a Guy.
Yeah.
So he called me. He said, I wrote this short film, and only you can play this role. I wrote it for you, and Johnny Williams has to be your consigliere.
Yeah.
And then he got Bob Stevenson.
Yeah.
And the guy, Josh, was the other.
All
who's
terrific.
Not in the
terrific,
scene, but-
talented actors.
Yeah.
Everyone.
It was so much fun. And we shot that during COVID.
Yeah.
That was like in the
Oh, you did?
thick of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
thick of
remember
it.
they had the stuff outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And
But
it
if
was
you're
in
going to
LA.
write something, I got a guy, you know what's going to happen, right? An 11-year-old's going to show up with an app. That's going to be your guy.
That's gonna be a guy.
All those guys are out of work.
Yeah.
Remember how it used to be? I got a guy. I need a painter.
I got a guy.
11-year-old
I got a
with
guy.
An app.
Yeah.
But I just thought because of the theme of the movie
Yeah.
being what the theme was,
Yeah.
which if you watch the whole movie, you guys should I wish there was a way to show the whole movie, but he didn't. I don't think anybody can really watch it. But anyway, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And so from that,
Where'd you guys shoot that?
in LA.
Really?
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
valley.
Yeah.
I think that Bob was a friend of Ralph's, right?
Yeah, Bob is also a friend, and we shot it at
Yeah.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Pineapple
place?
something. Yeah, I
Pineapple
remember.
something.
I
Which
remember.
she had a hard time.
But
through
that's
all that.
L.A. Everybody,
LA.
everybody's got you could be eating in a restaurant. A guy come over. I got a script for you.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm choking on a veal palm here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's.
So you run Rayo's in LA, right?
Yeah, I'm the
You
face of
manage
the
it?
restaurant.
You're the face of the
I don't
restaurant.
manage it. I don't have a title. Somebody gave me a title. They call me a table terrorist. I said, geez, terrorist, that's kind of harsh. I
'Cause-
said, no, in a charming way.
But
Okay.
it keeps you busy when you're not acting, when you're not
Well,
writing,
yeah, but
when you're not.
Frankie asked me to do it. I went there for dinner. I ended up with a job. Don't ask me what I do. I'm there 11 years. Frankie, when he used to come to the restaurant, he used to tell me, I'm there. You got to come and eat with me. Okay. So one time he grabs me. He says, I got to talk to you. He goes, let's go outside. Go outside. He said, I got a position for you. I said, Frankie, what are you talking about position? What do you mean? I want you to come in. I said, come in and do what? I want you to come in, talk to the people that come in, greet them at the door, tell them about the restaurant. There's Frankie. Yeah. Tell them about the history of the restaurant. I said, Frankie, wait a minute. Would you put $4 million in this place? You want me walking around your dining room, free like that? I said, are you out of your mind? I'm politically incorrect. My mouth is 7 minutes ahead of my brain. Are you out of your mind? He goes, don't worry about it. I said, I'm not going to worry about it. You should worry about it. And I didn't. And I'm going to tell you, the first night I worked was February 14th, Valentine's night, 2014. Okay? I'm there with all the deuces, all holding hands, it's all the couples, and me. I'm a little stonado when it comes to the guy-girl relationship. I go over to the table. Yeah, sure. You're holding hands. Nice. The appetizer didn't get here yet. Let me see this After the dessert comes, I want to see. I married that bitch. And you know, they loved it. Instead of
It's like a
saying
show.
this guy is terrible,
Take
you
the
know,
cable.
No,
Yeah.
you're entertaining.
You really
Johnny,
are.
you're a show.
yeah,
You are
I
the
guess
show.
So. I guess so. Some, yeah, I am the face of the restaurant to come and look for
Joe,
me.
you're there on the weekends. You go there.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday. I cut down. I used to be there Wednesday to Sunday. Now I'm only doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Unless somebody comes from New York and they ask for me and their friends, and then I go. You
How
know.
long you in Florida for now?
I'm here till the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah. I got to see my kids, my family. You know, my daughter's dying for me to get down here, but you know, I'll wear out my welcome very quickly. Believe me.
But tell us.
You don't
tell-
want me around.
They can't
too
wait
long.
till you go back.
Yeah, no, in
They're
and out.
glad to have Dad.
Johnny,
here.
tell everybody how they can find you, where they can reach you. Are you on any social media?
I have.
Do you do cameos?
JohnnyRoastBeef.com. You
Mm-hmm.
could pull up, you know, my reel, my connections,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a line of clothes on that. You go,
Oh, really?
Yeah, you pull up shop,
Okay.
and I have T-shirts and hats.
Oh,
and
I gotta
hoodies.
get some of those.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's got my signature on it.
Yeah.
It's very, very raw. Just
Okay.
my signature, Johnny Roast Beef.
I love it.
And yeah, and people buy it. You know.
So obviously, roast beef came from working in the deli.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's a story with that.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, but Enzo gave me the name. It stuck down the bar. He was calling me, and I didn't hear him. And we just had a roast beef story about a wise guy, you know. And all of a sudden, he goes, roast beef, like that. And then I turned around, and
that was it.
That was
It's
it.
stuck.
1984.
And that
Ever
was
since
it.
then,
It's
Johnny
stuck.
roast beef.
Yeah.
Well, I feel bad because our time,
Yes, is up.
our
But it
our,
went-
sh- our, sh-
you
our
were
show is
unbelievable.
We have probably 2 more hours worth of stuff that we could talk to you about, Johnny, and I would love to be able to do that, but damn, we can't.
was a great pleasure.
You'll
Great
come
pleasure.
back again.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
And,
Great- it was a
yeah,
great
and,
show.
and
Great
come and
show.
talk to us again. But yeah, so Joe, do you have any more questions?
No, I
For Johnny?
could be here all night asking you.
I mean, I
questions,
know
so I'm
everything
not.
there is to know about Johnny.
It's
so
an
I'm-
honor meeting you. Very big fan. My favorite
Thank you.
movie of all time. And
Appreciate
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
gave you a couple inside stories.
yes,
They were-
that's what I love.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were-
yeah.
they were-
You're a
yeah.
great
Yeah,
guy. It is a
so-
pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
So you're on all the socials, right? So people can find you,
Find you?
on Instagram.
I
Are you on
don't know
Facebook?
my address.
You don't-
the
okay,
only
it's
thing
just
I know is Facebook.
Johnny Roast Beef.
TikTok, I don't do, but Instagram, I think it's JRB. New
I
York.
got you right here. It's Johnny Beef NYC.
Yeah, Johnny.
There you
B.
go. There
Look
you
you
go.
up.
We're gonna hook you up, and we're gonna make sure people
Thank
follow
you. Thank you.
find you.
I just, I'm not.
They're gonna
that-
go see you in LA at Rayo's.
Yes, please.
And
please.
actually, we're all going to go out to dinner now. So we're going to sign off. We have reservations to go manja.
Mancha.
And yeah, thank you so much.
thank
Joe.
you again.
We
and
love you.
don't forget, subscribe, click, subscribe.
Like, follow, subscribe.
We need the help. We
comment,
do.
share, tell your friends, and absolutely check in next week. We'll see you next Tuesday.
What the fuck? That's it?
Yeah, Joe, that's it. Until next week, when we have another fantabulous episode of the We Talk Funny podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our show and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform at We Talk Funny. See you next Tuesday.
C-U-N-T.